guys, I'm Lindsay, standing here with Tim, and we're talking about Forge. Can you please tell us about this gameplay?
Yes, absolutely. So if you took Team Fortress 2, got rid of the shotguns and rocket launchers, and brought in MMO characters, that's Forge. So the servers are always on. You join in, you play as long as you like. You don't have to constantly re-queue. The characters themselves have 9 abilities that you start with from level 1, and you don't grow in power as you level, but you do gain options. So you can change armor, you can change out your abilities, that sort of thing. So we're starting, go ahead. No, I was going to say we're going to start with 5 classes.
Okay. And what are those classes?
The classes are the Assassin, which is like a trickster melee class. They go in and out of stealth. Stealth isn't used for burst damage, so instead of them being like hard hitting at the beginning, they do things that are kind of disorienting, like they pull you into Shadow Shift or something like that. We had the Pathfinder, which is a skirmish class, and they're not meant to be played at long range. They're meant to be played at like medium range to get in and out of battles. The Pyromancer is sort of your long distance magic fire sniper type class. The Shaman is your healer and support. Unlike a traditional MMO, one of the things we didn't like is that healers were the tanks. Like everybody would pile on because they're healing everyone, and they're so hard to bring down that they really end up being the tank. Instead, we made this class not really self-heal very well, but heal the team very well. So they're going to rely on their team to stay alive. Then we have the Warden, and we always call it a team tank because another thing we didn't like is that tanks in MMOs tend to be melee that hit a little bit less hard, but are really hard to bring down. What we wanted instead was a class that their active role, what they constantly were doing, was actually protecting their team. So instead of having buffs that last for 5 or 10 or 30 minutes, they last 3 to 5 seconds. So you stay with your team, buff, and then you switch buffs for 3 seconds, then another. So you're actually participating in the fight as a tank. What we'll do is we'll start with the Pyromancer.
So how long has this game been in development for?
We founded the company in January. So not very long at all.
It's pretty impressive that you're actually in alpha right now.
Oh, well, thank you. I mean, we have a lot of very talented people that were sort of ready to go right at the beginning, so it worked out very well.
And when's the beta come out?
Beta comes out in the middle of September.
And how can people get the game?
Right now it's on sale for 40% off on Kickstarter. So instead of being $25 as it will be at retail, it's on sale for $15 there. They get the alpha key immediately so they can start playing tomorrow. They get the beta key when that goes live, and a retail key when that goes live.
Do you have a favorite feature while we watch you play?
Yeah, well, actually I'm about to get killed by a bear. Yeah, so one of the things we like is that whenever we switched from a traditional MMO engine to the Unreal Engine, is that you get a lot of vertical space because you're actually looking through your camera as though it were your eyes. So we wanted to give abilities that were very vertical, very space-using type things. Because normally in MMO, it's isometric. You're looking down, and it renders in 3D, but it's very flat. You can't really jump very high and do that sort of thing. So like one of the things that we like, and here, I'll just try this. You can sprint and, okay, well, here we go. So if I want to get air, I can rocket jump way up into the trees above the guy. So there are a lot of vertical abilities like that. If someone does that, like, okay. I can also throw a molten bola and trap them down. So it really utilizes space as a way to sort of keep your enemies from knowing where you are at all times and to help you kind of separate and move around. So the Pyromancer has all of those. The Pathfinder can do a camouflage swap. So they can stand still, go into camo, they're hard to see, pick a target, swap locations with it. So because they're a trap laying class, they can also stand there, drop all their traps, go into camo, swap, and drag you on them, rather than just waiting for you to run by. PAX. Yes, PAX, who's 8.
What about auto-targeting and aim? Do you have to actually aim, or can it?
Yeah, so we took out tab targeting, and you have to aim all of your abilities. One thing we didn't like is that when you go to straight aim, that per pixel aiming, and you're managing 9 abilities and cooldowns, it got pretty difficult. So we actually stripped out the entire targeting system from Unreal and wrote our own. And for ranged attacks, it works one way, and for melee another. So we basically wrote an action game for all melee attacks, and a very nice kind of, it's forgiving aim. So you don't have to get a per pixel, but you've got to get close. I mean, you have to actually aim your attacks. At the same time, it's precise in that if you have 2 characters like here, and a third standing here, you can hit the one in the middle. So it's only fuzzy when it needs to be.
And what's been the audience reaction so far?
We've been pretty blown away. I mean, it's fantastic. I mean, obviously, a lot of, as you can see, it's been packed for 2 straight days. A lot of positive feedback. It's pretty much the same every time. No one knows what the game is coming in. They're skeptical when they hear like MMO PvP, but then they play and realize it's kind of a callback to games 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago, and that it's just fun. It's just accessible. You just get in and do things. It's not worried about taking itself too seriously, even though the artwork looks the way that it does. I mean, rocket jumping. Yeah.
Enough said.
Yeah, exactly. Rocket jumping.
That's fantastic. Tim, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. Awesome. Thanks.